my bad. Sorry about that. Yeah, okay, my bad. I automatically retract that. My bad. I thought I thought it was Daenerys Targaryen. My bad.
No,
Whoops.
no.
I was thinking Galadriel.
Ooh.
And the reason that this is exceptionally insulting is I forgot to bring it up on Ballbusters last night. This character's haircut pisses me the hell off. That it's supposed to be a girl, as far as I'm aware, and the haircut is like a boy's very shaggy needs a haircut in the back, and then she's got this one like fucking strip of a braid over her shoulder. They're trying to make
Bridge strip is
androgynous.
The bridge strip thing is like the Padawan thing.
Yeah.
That's fine, but the back is just cut retarded, like it's a boy from behind. And they're trying to make everything either androgynous.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, Disney did not like Gal insulting their barbershops.
No, that was Sam. Sam decided to flex his infinite might.
I like my
I had
women
nothing to do
built
with
like
this.
women, damn it. I want my woman with curves, nigga. I want curves.
I like my women like I like my coffee, hot, sweet, and creamy. So, moving on.
Ho, ho, ho.
Totally hit the wrong button. That was
Oh.
cool. It was a good time to drop off.
Self-deletion? Doggone, girl. Shush. Don't do it. Don't do it. You got too much to live for.
Oh man, yeah. We're gonna welcome in some people. Jacob Gallo, good to see you. Release some McCracken. It's been a minute, man. How you doing? Good to see you. Appreciate the memes.
Yeah.
Oh shit, Gal's back. Hey Gal, how you doing? How you been?
I brought something for you.
Oh yeah.
Good.
You want to see it?
I mean, is this like a
Okay, I like
rest
that.
stop
I like
bathroom want to see it, or
Are
That
you
was pretty
on
good.
delay, Sam?
I guess I don't
No,
know.
I think he was
already done
expecting
it.
it to be a shared screen, not what Squatch did, which was replace himself with it.
Mm-hmm. It's one of these because, you know, you got to have a rim shot on every show.
Yeah, I think I have seen that.
It's a good one. Hey,
I
Gal.
don't know.
how
I
you
don't
doing?
know. Yeah, I don't know, if, Squatch, if you remember showing that to me because you were pretty hammered.
Dude, I remember. I do. Apparently, me and Lawless had a bit of a heart-to-heart at one point, and he left offended. And I was like, okay. I don't know what else to say, man. After about that first pint, there's no point in trying to reason with me.
Yeah.
Oh, I got
Anyway,
some
well-
chat. I need to do my chat. I'll be back.
Welcome to the show. Welcome.
Yo, Nick Gare is freaking wild for this. Have you read his comment?
Found a race course. I'm sure that we'll see come on my face.
That's good. That's damn good.
You's a wild dude for that. It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty good. You know, it is. I don't know that I would go that route myself.
I mean, technically, I cheer with "Let's Go," not "Come on."
I'm gonna give him the participation trophy. So, you know.
Only a participation trophy? That wasn't good enough?
Well, see, here's the thing. Wildlife gets the gold. Nick Gurr gets, Nick, good one, gets the participation trophy, not only for what he says, but for the name as well. However, if he's not careful, he will find himself homeless in these chats with that hard R floating around.
I don't have a problem with the hard R. Like I've used it before. I had no problem with it. Trust me. I don't care.
You're not a diversity cracker like I am. Oh wait, no, I changed it. Now it's Enigma Productions. My bad.
Oh, okay, yeah. I got me one of yours. Got me one of you guys. Angry Snowman.
I'm good. You need a good white guy around to talk to the
Oh
cops.
yeah. I got the Angry Snowman. I got me a good old fashioned Mick too, boy. All 100% purebred Mick at that.
Yeah.
Dumb age.
Sorry, Sam.
No, it's good. It's good. So we were just talking about Shadow's impending military service and the rise of monkeypox ringworm version.
No connection.
Also AIDS.
Maybe a connection.
Yes, we were talking about AIDS. Yes, we were.
That's
It can
true.
be. Duh.
Hey, look, as a diet plan, you can't go wrong with AIDS. You're gonna drop pounds like they'll just melt off, man.
You could aim for the tapeworm method.
Yeah.
Hey, how about that? They did do that.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, ain't no way in hell I'm gonna have a fucking parasite in my fucking guts just so I can lose some
We
damn
have
weight.
some though.
Not willingly.
The majority of people possess parasites in their body. They're just too small to actually do anything to us.
But
Some little bug.
Tapeworms are not small parasites.
I didn't specify tapeworm. I just said there's
No.
parasites.
No, but when we're talking about diet plans, people actually did used to swallow a piece of tapeworm to keep their weight down.
What?
As it turns out, you just need the one segment before it starts to regenerate into a whole new creature, as long as it's got
Correct.
plenty of oxygen and
Yeah,
nutrients.
that's why you
Correct.
don't eat tapeworms. What was wrong with your generation?
We know
Sam?
that now, but all those skinny bitches in the 40s.
What is wrong with your generation, Sam?
Oh no, wait, no, don't put that on Generation X, young boy. No, do not put that on X.
1940s.
Yeah, don't put that on the X, youngin. Don't do that, please.
That wasn't us.
It was millennials who did it. Okay, my
I was like,
apologies.
We got that much snow on the peak, maybe. Like, come on now.
Yeah, man, don't disrespect the X like that, fam. Come on now.
You're right, my bad. It was the millennials who were eating tapeworms. My apologies.
Fuck you.
Maybe the last millennials. No, you don't understand. This is an old practice. It goes fairly deep into history as far as trying to maintain a skinny physique. It's been known for a long time. People with tapeworms aren't fat.
Yeah. Can you even think about it? Like, don't you feel like that weird wiggling in your stomach or whatever? Like, and he moving around.
No,
It's different from a bus station bathroom stall at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Brother.
Sometimes
What's
if
that?
you strain too hard in your morning constitutional, a little bit of the worm comes out. Yeah.
Oh no!
Oh my God, Sam! I'm sorry. I'm so
Hey,
sorry.
you start feeling the wiggle? Oh no!
I interviewed. Have you come?
Brother, what's that? What's that, my brother?
Have you come across the vegan patriot video of her dog pooping on the groceries she was delivering?
What?
I have not.
Uh-huh.
That's-
Ooh.
I don't want to show it. I'm not going to go get it. But this woman was live streaming herself delivering groceries, and her dog pooped a tapeworm out onto the bag of the groceries, and then she comes out and just flicks it off on the back of the seat and carries them into the person. And dude, bro, no.
See, that's why.
This is the same thing that recently hit somebody on a live stream. She committed a felonious hit, not a run. She didn't leave, but she did strike someone with her vehicle.
See, that's why I'm glad I don't do no DoorDash, no grocery deliveries, no nothing like that. We got a car, we got a van. If I need to get some food, I'll just get the shit. If I need to get the groceries, I'll just get the shit. I am not trusting no anyone with any of my food that's coming to my house. Because I think if I saw something like that, I would, without a simple fact, without even a hesitation, beat their ass like they stole some.
I just want to know that when she took those bags in there, that those people stand there and go, "What is that smell?"
I would do the same.
Hold on. You get actually Devil Dog gets the third slot, and that's the bronze trophy. Congratulations, I guess. I don't know.
Will a
Sorry,
tapeworm get rid of my diabetes?
Eventually, it will get rid of everything.
Get rid of everything.
Yeah, I'm not too worried about tapeworms in my Taco Bell because I shit fire and it'll kill anything. So
I drink enough to sterilize.
You Dylon? You Dylon? Because you shit hot fire? That's what you saying?
yeah, it's that fire, man. You understand? It doesn't just come out; it goes back in too. It's like fire.
Damn!
There isn't nothing surviving that. I barely
Backdraft?
Wow. Like backdraft.
Ain't no backdraft. That sounds like a hell of a name of either a good thrash metal band. Yeah, ain't no,
Good toe, man.
Good. Thank you. We ain't no backdraft. We love y'all. Good night. Cleveland, are you ready? Give it up for anal backdraft. Woo!
This is the third or fourth time since we started almost 40 minutes ago, I think, where we brought up anal stuff.
This might say more about him than me, though.
Yeah. Are you glad you're back, Cal?
Yeah. Let's go with that.
Are we better or worse than your Friday night show, Gal?
I plead the fifth.
Yeah, no, that would assume she has some level of discernment.
Wow.
Oh no.
That's
It's
fair
more
answer,
that
Gal.
she actually has work to do on that show. So.
Yeah, this one's more of a this is a reprieve from the work of wrangling retards.
Oof.
Yeah.
Wait, who's wrangling us then?
Well, nobody's wrangling us, man. That's why it's fun.
Yeah.
Well, we made it
I
this far.
should be. By all means, I should be. I should be doing that. And occasionally I will if it becomes necessary, but most of the time I just let shit happen, and here we are.
Hey man, look, Zapanaru is Zapanaru. You gotta let it be what it be, man. That's how you get the best content.
Good callback, Beak. Anal railguns.
That's pretty
Shadow
good.
knows.
That's still good.
So a while back in the lore of the channel, we kind of got this whole thing about anal railguns, and essentially what it was from a story that we read about this guy who went to get an MRI, and he had a butt plug in, and the company that sold him the butt plug claimed that the whole thing was made of like non-metallic materials, and as it turns out, it had like an iron core, and so the MRI machine pulled the butt plug from his butthole into his chest cavity. And a railgun is essentially a magnetically propelled projectile.
That's pretty much what that
Oh, Blue Castle, you're back.
I had nothing to do with this, Lou. Not a damn thing.
What? Oh. What?
I don't understand how she has such a knack for this.
I don't know either. It's so weird.
I mean, it's just like a mirror appearing for when Sam or Larry says something that deserves them of a beating.
I guess.
Thing.
Luke Astley should be joining us next week for the 100th episode, so that will be fun.
That almost took me out. Y'all almost took me out with that one.
This happened. This was not something we made up. We had.
Why would you go to it?
The demon memers sent us like X-rays and stuff. Yeah, we saw all of it.
I mean, Gal, the better question is not just why would you go to an MRI with a butt plug in, but why would you have a butt plug in to begin with?
In the first place, Bram.
Especially if you're a guy, because wasn't it a guy, Sam?
You would be surprised at how many men walk around on the daily with a butt plug in.
God, that's
never mind. I'm not gonna say it.
Yeah, no, don't ask Gal. He's got
No, it wasn't a question. It was a comment. But y'all don't need to hear
he's
it.
got the down low on his local town's tendencies.
Yeah, a lot of women do too. But
talking about down low, yeah, man. Oof.
Men will do that quite frequently. I mean, just from the area that I live in, which is not a particularly large demographic. As y'all know, my sister runs a novelty toy shop, and the number one
links in the
purchaser
description
of things like butt plugs, cocktails, and that sort of thing are generally men who are not seeing anyone.
Brother.
Somebody in chat asked me who my favorite Bambi character was, and I told him it's the Hunter.
Hey man, you got to root. Everybody got to root for the underdog. So you know what I'm saying. I'm rooting for.
Well, and Disney has it out for hunters anyway. So
run, Bambi, run!
I don't know. That hunter was fine. He got his kill, and he took it home, and he ate her, and that was the end of his whole part in that movie.
The crazy thing about it was, as a kid, all you hear is "Run, baby, baby, run, baby, blah, 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 blah."
Because he was mucking on them ops, bro.
Like, damn.
And to Gal's point, I do agree. Disney does, in fact, portray individuals who hunt as just bad people, which I think is like the hunter in Bambi. He's just feeding his family. Guess, not
Ooh.
as bad as a guy.
Damn, you're right.
I'm sorry, Gal.
So I was going to say, Shadow
Clayton-
and I can have words.
Clayton from was it Tarzan?
Yeah.
Damn, that's a good.
Okay, no,
damn
he's
point.
bad though. He's not a good person.
No.
He's-
If you want to talk
He's
about the
terrible.
most villainous villain in all of Disney, it is the guy, the king from Wish. After he reads that book, his soul is possessed by a literal demon, and he does evil things because they're evil and not to forward his dastardly plans.
Yeah, I didn't. As soon as I saw the person of color, the POC with the half shaved lesbo cut, I'm not taking my kids to see that. I'm not.
I bet you didn't
Oh,
make
no,
it
and
far
also-
through Fallout either, did you?
Huh?
I bet you didn't make it far through Fallout either, did you?
I didn't even see Fallout. Didn't watch that either.
Dude, hey, if you can get past that one transgender at the beginning, it's actually a decent show. But you just got to
a very good
persevere,
show,
brother.
I
Persevere.
I'm
I
good
had
on
some
that.
issues with the show myself, but it was okay. It was watchable.
I
It was a
didn't play the
very
games.
good. It was a very good adaptation of Fallout. I don't understand why Todd Howard decided to make it canon to the timeline because it fucks up a lot of shit.
Well,
Ego.
money makes
That's
you do
true,
a lot of crazy
But
things.
so does Fallout 3 and 4.
Yeah, I would agree. I would definitely agree to that.
You know,
Yeah.
like Fallout doesn't have like the cleanest timeline, dude. It didn't have it
Doesn't,
before this.
but
TV show.
3 and 4 didn't justify killing innocent ghouls on sight. Whereas as presented in the Fallout TV show, it is a moral good to just kill someone for looking different than you, because they will eat your children.
All right. So I don't know if you're familiar, but about 10 years ago, there was a studio out of Arizona somewhere, I think, who put together a Fallout web series. And the name of it is Nuka Break. And it is the most dedicated group I have seen that is completely faithful to the original lore and utilizes a previously only mentioned vault for the Soul Survivor. He's the one. He comes from the vault where all the fast food franchises sponsored the vault, and so everything in the vault produced food and made food, and everybody was fat. And he was picked on for being the little guy, and then he gets out, and everybody picks on him for being fat. It's great, dude. It's great.
That's hilarious.
Have I seen that? That sounds familiar.
It was something familiar. I looked it up and it's a different. I was thinking of a different Fallout series a fan Fallout series that I'd seen, but no, that looks like it'll be something that's on my watch list. Thanks, Squatch.
It's really good, dude. Drop it in your watch list. Check it out when you get a few minutes, and you'll be hooked immediately. It's great. His only
seen
desire on
Millennium?
Earth is to find a cold Nuka-Cola. The vault he came from had unlimited Nuka-Cola, and they kicked him out to go get a water chip.
So he's
So-
essentially he's essentially doing the Woody Harrelson arc from Zombieland. All he wants is a Twinkie.
Yeah, no, he is.
I still don't know why I did not see that movie. I need to go see that sometimes.
Oh, Zombieland? Oh, it's a good movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
Dude,
fun.
he has all of the rules.
Yeah.
Cardio, and check bathroom stalls real good.
Yeah. Wear your seatbelts. Double tap.
Always double tap. Always double tap. You always got to double tap.
It's worth the extra bullet just in case. I mean, even in the real world,
Yeah. Yeah.
you never know when the zombie apocalypse is going to start, so you just go ahead and double tap them.
Yep.
It's not even just you obviously you want to, in case of emergency, in case society shuts down, in case you have to like go hunting, it's not a bad idea to stock up on ammunition. It's not a bad idea to have some readily available and maintained firearms at all times. But you can't solely rely on projectile weaponry. And here's why.
No.
Eventually, unless you're versed in how to make new ammunition, which most people aren't, you're gonna run out. Eventually,
that's one thing this series handles well is they've got people out called bullet pickers who sift the sand around a bullet manufacturing plant to go find bullets and sell them for caps.
Oh, sure.
It's great, dude. It's great.
Sure. There's a guy in The Walking Dead who he's basically, after his bullshit story arc happens, his sole purpose really is just to manufacture ammunition, or remanufacture it rather, and all that. No, that's all well and good. What I'm getting at is that, like, the individual person is not necessarily going to have access to that at all times.
Yeah.
So what you need to do is have a backup piece, right? Something that pierces skulls. For myself, I have a hand axe with a helmet spike.
Oof. I was gonna say, if he gonna say something that pierces skulls, it's a hand. He gotta be an axe. Axe gonna be the first thing he says.
Yeah. Also, you can use a hand axe for all kinds of shit. You know, you can dig latrines with it. You can, chop firewood with it. It's
my wife got me one.
Plus,
I got one.
I can not only pierce the skulls of marauding zombies, but also 14th century French warriors.
Yeah.
Should you ever go through an Evil Dead situation? That's what you're getting ready for?
Well, I mean, any kind of emergency situation where society stopped being a thing, right? Like, my dad has always been like, son, you need more guns. And I picked up some of my other stuff, like the axe, and I looked at him and I was like, you know what this doesn't do, Dad? Run out of ammo.
Yeah. The only time we run out of ammo when you get tired, when your arm get tired swinging, that's when it stops doing.
I keep a brick around too for the same reason. Just a red brick. I just keep a red brick around for the same reason.
A red brick.
I call it my problem-solving implement because it solves problems.
I use a hammer.
Facts. Okay, yeah. So my wife got me this outdoor survival kit. It got the shovel, the foldable shovel, and I have like this small little axe with it. I got to sharpen it. But yeah, this is definitely. It has a little hammer on the back of it too. So yeah, it'll definitely do some damage if I really want to get into a zombie.
I got a tactical sport. I have a tactical sport somewhere.
A tactical sport.
Yes, sir. I think it's dangerous, man.
Yeah, I can't believe it.
No, it's for real. Like, it's a sport. It's made of steel, and it has a handle that is razor sharp. You shave with it.
Damn, really? Where'd you get a tactical sport from?
I found it on Amazon or something, and my wife bought me 2 of them, and I gave a buddy of mine one of them, and the other one is probably still sitting in the packaging on the display shelf in there. Comes with a rape whistle.
No, the hell it does. No, the hell.
Look, when you get it, it has a blade with the rape whistle on it, and the handle is the rape whistle. You have to pull the whistle off, and then the handle is the spork end.
So, question about the whistle.
Yeah.
Watch. Does it deter rapists? Does it call for help, or does it attract more rapists?
I mean, like, if you hear a rape whistle, do you go help the rapist or the victim? Is my question. That would be your determination, sir.
Okay, gotcha.
I mean, if you get one of those real high pitched ones that could summon attack dogs.
Dogs are good. Dogs are very good.
Yeah, dogs are very good.
Yeah. Unlike cats, dogs are not bastards.
Are you just testing to see if Gal's still here?
You know, I got a whole.
I'm not gonna lie.
I got a whole yard full of cats, and they're all right. They're okay. Personally,
they go pretty good with that dim sum young.
But then, see, I'm not. You trying to say push come to shove? I mean, I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, I may be, but yeah, I don't know. I like dogs better. Dogs are much better. I would say dogs are much better people, but dogs are much better people.
Yeah. Well, that actually kind of brings up. I'm not going to bring up the video because of A, YouTube's violence policies, and B, it's a pain in the dick right now. But there was a video released earlier a couple days ago of a man who had his Glock trained on a mountain lion that was staring him down. And you don't actually see the shot happen on camera, but you do see the aftermath. The cat got shot through the face. The man says that the cat lunged at him. the distance between them was probably 15 feet at most, right? So I mean, for a cat that size, that's a single leap. Yeah. So I don't know. There are some. The video itself is a little sketchy in terms of exactly whether I believe that the guy believed that he was in danger, and he probably absolutely was. Like this is the thing that a lot of these green freaks out there are like, oh, you killed an innocent animal. I was like, hey, an innocent animal was going to fucking kill me. And, well, how do you know it was going to do that? It wasn't moving. I was like, hey, you obviously don't know the first fucking thing about big cats, but
At all.
But the debate going around was whether or not he was justified in killing it, or if he should have fired a warning shot off target first.
No, there's no such thing as a warning shot. A warning shot in most states is reckless discharge of a firearm. That is a charge you will take home with you if you fire before you start shooting people.
Mm-hmm. Well, and in some states like Colorado, for example, if you shoot a mountain lion, if you either warning shot or not warning shot, if you do a warning shot or you just kill the animal, either way, you're going to be in legal trouble.
Oh, here, if you fire a firearm inside my city limits, it is a felony if you don't shoot someone or something, because it is a bird sanctuary. And if you're not shooting a specific person, essentially, some threat, then it's felonious.
Wait, so if you're a really bad shot and you're trying to shoot someone who broke into your house, you're going to get arrested.
You are trying to shoot them then. That is an attempt at self-defense, and that's not felonious. But if you say just start firing off rounds in the air trying to scare somebody away, every bullet is a felony charge.
Yeah. Not to deter the subject here, but I found a huge snapping turtle on when I was outside my yard, and because my property is right next to a farmer's field, and I was like, what the hell is this? And I picked it up. And I brought it in. I was like, "Hey, look at this! Look at what I found!" And my wife was like, "No! It can bite your hand. Oh, it can bite my. Oh, let me just take it back on our side." Because it kind of sunk his head. You know how turtles sink their heads in and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And it started waving his little back legs, trying to make me let go of it. I was like, I ain't letting go of you just in case you make sure I don't want to get my toes bit off. So I've never seen an actual like a snapping turtle in real life. Mm-hmm. Like not outside of like maybe a petting, not a petting zoo, like a regular zoo or whatever. So I was saying, oh, wow, this is pretty cool. Now, my wife was like, you're really lucky that you didn't get your hands bit off by that snapping turtle. I was like, hey, man. But that's the coolest story I had. Yes, I took pictures of it and everything. I'll show it to you guys on the group.
I've actually got a turtle story as well.
Yeah, my dad's got a pond, and in that pond he has ducks, and he loves his ducks. And periodically, snapping turtles will show up. Snapping turtles eat ducks, so he will remove the threat to his ducks. It's about as much as I could say about that legally, because they're also like a protected species. Snapping turtles are.
Mm.
Oh yeah, okay. So
yeah, he just took them off the land. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yep.
It was a female, by the way. So, Ben T, I tried to grab her by the tail, and when I grabbed her by the tail, he really got aggressive. I think it was a she. She really got aggressive. So so I just let it go.
I need to do it right. I'm sorry. Hello, Dave.
Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hello, David, my old friend.
I'm afraid I cannot do that for you,
I've come and talked to you again.
Yeah, but this dude who he filmed the thing with one hand, so he only had his piece in the other hand, and there was some debate as to like whether or not he did the right thing and all that. So I personally believe that he did, because I've lived in and around mountain lions my whole life. You do not give them a fucking inch in terms of benefit of the doubt, because if they're looking at you and they're not acted panicked, that means they plan to kill you the second they get the opportunity to.
Yep.
So yeah, you don't fuck around with them. Unless there's some good eating. I'm a big cat, but I also legally can't endorse that. But anyway, so this guy he shoots the cat in the face, and he shows us where he shot it at. It was just below the left eye, and all that. But you know, and the death throes were caught on camera. You know, he was flopping around a little bit. You know, wasn't making any noise or anything like that, which is what leads me to believe that it wasn't. That was more of a nervous system shutdown reaction than anything else. But there are other people going on there. It's like, you were letting him suffer. I was like, I don't think that you guys watch too many movies. It's not always instant.
Right.
You know, I was like, even if he plugged him a second time, right? If the brain is already shut down and the rest of the nervous system is fritzing out because of it, shooting him a second time is not going to fucking change that.
Yep.
Yeah, no, like, personal anecdote, we had to kill some rats the other day because they keep eating stuff on our back porch. And we found one of them. It was, like, you know, dying of the neurotoxin. My dad decides to put it out of its misery, so we line it up, and we only have, like, an axe to humanely kill it. So cut it in half. It's still twitching, it's still moving, even though it's been, you know, cut in half because the nervous system is still uppity. Maybe people who haven't dealt with animals dying shouldn't comment on animals dying. Just a thought.
You expect people to know things about what they pearl clutch over? Are you kidding me?
Objectively. And yes, I'm a
I
hypocrite
think,
about this.
I think they're kidding
So,
you. They know better than to expect any of these weirdos out there to actually do any form of research beyond where the next Starbucks is.
No, it's
Yeah.
all
Right
it's
around
all
the corner.
knee-jerk reaction in the moment. And to be honest, I've done it too. You know?
Yeah.
It's like, I
Y'all
don't
see the
always
guy
know everything.
who went to a Zoom meeting on his suspended license?
that
Watched
was
the video,
top
but I
tier.
flipped around.
There are more updates to this story. So he told a news organization that he had a license, that he was actually there getting it reinstated, and so his license is his. But it turns out he's actually a sovereign citizen and has never actually had a license.
Oh, yeah, I remember this guy.
Mm.
I to be fair, the only reason I know anything about sovereign citizens is my good friend Amira, who seems to find that shit hilarious. I personally think it's stupid as fuck, so I don't watch those videos on my own, but I do watch them on her behalf. So
Come on, what was his name? Daryl Brooks?
Darrell
That was-
Brooks
that was a
is
guy.
a
That's the
different guy.
He tried to defend himself. Yeah, he tried to defend himself in court by basically screaming down the judge.
He was also the guy who drove the
The parade.
vehicle
His-
through the parade and killed a bunch of kids. So yeah,
No,
I wasn't
no,
saying they were the
Fucker.
same person, by the way. I was
Okay.
commenting. Like,
no. That vehicle went wild on its own and killed people without his consent.
Yep.
Remember, in that instance, it was the individual
Wait.
who was disturbed. It wasn't the
he also
tool,
said that
it
they
was the
weren't people
individual.
because they were white.
Oh,
I
no, he
remember
did
that.
not. Oh, no,
No,
he
he
did
did.
not.
He did.
Like right to the judge's face. Yeah.
Oh, oof. Oof.
That he didn't understand why all the hubbub was going on, that there shouldn't be any charges, 'cause he didn't do anything
Yeah.
wrong.
He was killing an endangered species, though, because there's only 8% of the human population worldwide is white, so that's endangered species levels, right?
All right, you
Let me-
run with
let
that one, big bro, and I'll stand behind you and watch them stone you to death.
So you okay? I'm not going to say, man. You really want to go for a protected species? Damn.
Let me put it in perspective for you kids. So people who think like this generally don't think in terms of protected species. They think in terms of they've almost won the war against the infesting vermin.
Yeah.
Accurate, because they have an elegant solution and a final one.
I mean, to be fair, like logistically speaking, a fucking Ford Bronco is not that efficient a weapon in terms of. It's going to take a long time to run them all down. That's all I'm saying.
I prefer the Mr. Garrison approach, personally.
Okay.
Not Mr. Mackey,
Yeah.
Mr.
That's
Garrison.
Mac to Mackey. Yeah, it's Mr. Mac. I know.
Yeah, no, I'm talking about his presidential campaign.
Well, hello there, Mr. Hat.
Yeah, that dude is amazing. That character arc for that man is amazing.
Yeah.
I cannot wait for the 2024 character arc for him. It's going to be phenomenal.
Yeah, I think probably my favorite Mr. Garrison thing ever was the bit where some kid answered a question incorrectly, and he's like, "Okay, class, now let's try to get an answer from someone who's not a complete
Not
retard."
retard. Yeah, yeah.
I love like the retard alert one where he's like banging the little like bell.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, retard alert, retard alert. That
Right.
that man is just something.
Yeah, but
Sorry,
his
that woman. He has a season where he's a woman.
that's what I'm saying. That character arc for him was just going all like first he was misogynist.
Yeah.
Then he came
We're
out as gay.
staggering. Yeah.
Yeah, man. I was like, what? South Park was genius for that. They were
He
genius
is
for that.
single-handedly South Park's gender fluid representative.
That
He
was
is full
amazing,
intersectional part of South Park by himself.
though. Yeah.
Mostly by himself. There was that episode where Cartman pretended to be transgender so he could get his own bathroom.
No,
Yeah,
no,
that part too.
transgender.
And then Wendy pretended to be transgender so that she could also use his bathroom just to fuck with him.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
That was later on though.
And Stan was just standing there confused as hell.
Yeah.
I don't got that,
Yeah.
but I do got this, Andy. That's all I got handy.
Oh.
Fair enough.
Sorry, was that badly timed? My bad. I could never tell.
Yo, you look like the younger version of this one dude that has. I don't know if I can show it. Hold on.
Oh.
Let me. I'll tell you because you remind me just like him without the glasses. Hold on. Let me see.
Is it a bloated Von Zabi?
No, this guy right here. I got it in the back, Sam. If you want to show it.
Were you talking about the picture of
Negativity can be like an addiction. Heal it by being positive and feed your mind good and optimistic thoughts only.
This guy right here on the right. You look like a younger version of it. You shaved the beard, put the glasses on. Especially when I saw you smile, like that's exactly who you remind me of.
Kind of sounds like him too.
A little bit, don't he? Huh?
Damn, I've been busted. Bug out. Leave the scene. Wipe it down. Everybody
He looks
out.
like you. He talks like you. He de-escalates a situation like you. He sounds like you. Is that just you in blackface? Wait, no. Is that your dad?
Oh no. My father is far more strict than that. You wouldn't get anything out of him but a stare at the camera.
Damn.
Gotcha. Somebody's less scary, brother. I see that.
My pops, when he was younger, looked just like Charles Manson.
Who the fuck is Charles Manson?
Oh, okay.
Did you
Manson.
seriously say that, kid?
Let me.
Dude, I'm gonna come to his house and tattoo Charlie's name on his butt.
Yeah,
he died
add
recently,
Charlie's scar on his forehead to the kid as well.
Yeah, well,
Almost
yeah, no.
became-
Let me just. I got the bat signal. The crow signal came up. I'm gonna have to dip off. Thank you guys for having me on. I definitely gotta come back again.
Yep, absolutely. His YouTube link is in the description below, both here and on Rumble. So go check out Truism and Stormcrow. Thank you, buddy, for being here. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
It was good to meet you. Well, there you went.
It was.
I think that's the first time I've had a chance to talk to him at all, other than
Yeah.
in chat.
No, he's a kick in the pants, man. I love having him on. And every once in a while, I can throw a curveball his way that he just doesn't see coming, like the
Hey,
the
Shadow,
removal
drop
of the
that
Spectre's
backstage,
big vein.
and I'll drop it over there.
What was that
Version-
question?
Yeah, drop it backstage, and I'll put it in my chat. You're not
There you go.
modded over there.
I think it came through anyway.
It doesn't. It shows up, but you can't click it.
It
It's
doesn't
not a
actually go
function.
through. Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
What it will happen is that the actual URL will post in the chat, but because you're not modded, it won't post as a link. It just posts as a string of numbers and letters.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Damn it, YouTube. And yes, Andy Pickle, I didn't know who that was, and now I do.
Helter
So please don't-
skelter, bro.
Please
Don't you
refrain
know
from
it's all
sending
going to be a
text
race
bots
war?
to me.
The future is all about racism. How
It
did you
kills me.
know? See,
It
that's the
kills
thing.
me
That's
that
why I
you
refuse to make
actually
racist
said out-
decisions. Is
Yeah, you
God
actually said
refused
out
to let
loud,
me
"Who is Charles Manson?"
Yes.
Oh,
don't send the death
okay.
squad.
So, for context, if anybody else out there is also not, up on things, Charles Manson was a cult leader in the '60s. who directed his minions, most notably 3 particular women, who go and commit some awful murders involving the actress Sharon Tate and her unborn child. And they all went to prison over this. Although I think that the surviving young ladies, they've been released from prison. Charlie never got out though.
Yeah. To be fair, his mother was 15, so I imagine he probably didn't have the best childhood. So, socioeconomic.
I'm on another panel with a guy who used to guard Charlie Manson. He was the prison guard at wherever it was he was kept.
Yeah. Helter Skelter is the name for a Beatles song named after his activities. This is true, but that's partially because they found that particular phrase in Sharon Tate's blood all over the wall. Yeah, it was.
Bro, America before 2010 was fucking wild.
And you have no idea, bro. You know how we used to get pictures of your mom? In the mail. There you go. I've broken this show this week too. Congratulations, everyone. Y'all got to witness it happen.
Or you had to find him in a milk crate in the woods.
Devil, you give me like almost no credit. Come on, man. I would make one. Let's be real. I would make one.
I don't know. I'm kind of siding with Devil on this one.
Dude, sir, have you interacted with most of my generation? Most of them would join
you're
a cult
signing up to be a Marine, right? You're not even going to like officer school. You're just gonna be on the front fucking lines. You're definitely a cult potential.
Gal, it's not a cult, right? Gal, the Marines aren't a cult, right? Gal, right?
You know what your drill instruction is going to be? Is standing out being the target for the army to train.
I can't answer that.
It's your boot camp.
With the budget situation that I've heard as it is, that's probably not too far from the truth, Squatch. I hope I'm bulletproof. That'd be nice. Or at least bullet resistant.
You're not.
Damn it, Gal.
Yeah, just don't test that ever.
Yeah, I won't do what that one guy did and decide to use a textbook and see if it can stop, like, what was it, a 44?
No, it was
something?
a dictionary. He used a dictionary. It was a really thick
dictionary to try to stop a 44.
In his defense, he had previously tested it on a stack of books. But if you go and look at the big dictionaries, they're made of different paper. They're made of like that really thin rice paper. And so he went and got a book that was as thick as the books that had stopped the other bullet, but he didn't know anything about bullets. And so one was a 38 special and the other one was a 357 or whatever. It was a light load versus a heavy load. One was a hollow point, one was a full metal jacket, and he didn't know the difference. And so the hollow point got stopped halfway through a couple of the books. The full metal jacket blew a hole straight through the other side of him, through the engine block of the car behind him, through the house behind that, through a tree across the street over yonder, 3 kids down the road, and a fucking dog on somebody's porch over yonder.
Damn, that's a high caliber round.
Did you ever happen to see a movie called Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
No, I've seen parts of Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
No, they're completely not the same thing at all. Kitty Chitty Bang Bang is for kids.
Or Chitty Bang Bang, rather.
It's not
just
it's not
no,
shitty. It's chitty.
No, stop this.
Chitty.
This is all confusing. Go back to Kiss Kiss Bang Bang and start over. Okay, Kiss Kiss Bang Bang.
Sorry, I apologize.
Have you guys seen Kiss Kiss Bang Bang?
Yes.
No.
Okay. So there is a scene where one of the characters gets shot in the chest, right? The bullet had passed through somebody else and into him. And then they pull out, he had in his breast pocket, he had a book. He had a little pulp paperback, right? And they pulled that out and it's like, oh, cool, it stopped the bullet. And then they stuck their finger all the way through the book. And he's like, oh, no, it didn't. And then he collapses.
I got one. This is actual happened to be in real life. Like I witnessed with mine own eyes. I saw this, right? So a buddy of mine had a 50 caliber black powder rifle and he had it down and my best friend had been dying to shoot it. And so When dude went to work, my buddy calls me up. It's like, hey, drop me off over here. I didn't know dude was at work. He goes and breaks into the dude's house, gets his black powder rifle, and then we sit and shoot bricks on the hillside over there for like 4 hours. About time for the dude to come home. And my friend looks over at me and goes, you know, he's probably going to be real mad if he finds out we broke into his house. And I was like, what's the sweet shit? You got a mouse in your pocket? And he goes, okay, well, one more shot and then we'll be done. And he draws a bead on a piece of concrete on the side of the hill, shattered it, and the bullet bounced off of the steel toe of his boot, and I caught it, and I still have a little scar in the palm of my hand from where that lead burned me. But he's the only person I've ever seen shot by a 50 cal and walk away from it. It hit the concrete block, went straight up in the air, and then landed on the cap of his shoe. God's honest truth.
Yeah. I wouldn't be messing around with something that big.
I mean, your average black powder hunting rifle is a 45. So, I mean, 50 is not much bigger, and we're not talking about a big Bertha, or we ain't talking about one of them Ma Deuces. We're talking about you get to decide how much of a prime you put behind it. So it's not quite as nasty as it sounds. It still is a big old chunk of lead, like a little cannonball there.
Yeah. Hey, Gal, could you do me a favor? I'm gonna put something in the private chat. You want to bring it up?
Yeah.
Thank you very much. There's a bit of a thing here. It's a bit of a change of topic, change of pace. It's not so much a change of topic for the channel in general, because we talk about this shit all the time. But yeah, this little video, I think she puts it better than I have ever.
Goal is to eradicate humanity as we know it. Once you understand the final destination, it becomes much easier to look back and identify the psychological conditioning, the biological tampering, the cultural grooming, and the educational prepping that we have been subjected to for decades in preparation to making us accept a post-human future. It takes a lot of physical and psychological abuse to get an intelligent species like ours to agree to its own extinction. Most, if not all, that has transcended in the last 60 years was designed to get us closer to accepting such a dystopian reality. Whether you care to accept it or not, we live in a hyper-controlled matrix where our perception of reality is meticulously planned, managed, and executed in order to control and steer us in whichever direction they wish. And the direction is a post-human world. For this, they first needed to destabilize, dehumanize, and demoralize humanity through every means possible. The destruction of the nuclear family, children being indoctrinated by the state, abortion, the eradication of God and spirituality from education, life in megacities and away from nature, toxic food, air, and water, social media, replacing real human connection and interaction, engineered financial crisis and taxation, endless wars and massive migration, stress, anxiety, depression, drugs and alcohol, constant fear-mongering, moral relativism as the new religion. And I could go on and on about how humanity has been influenced and forced to move away from all the things that give us strength, security, purpose, and meaning. A weak, immoral, disconnected, ignorant, and unhealthy population is an easy target for the next stage, the creation of an entire generation of androgynous beings. Masculinity is under attack psychologically, culturally, and biologically. Women are being replaced in sports, entertainment, and politics by men pretending to be women. And children are being indoctrinated at school to think that gender is a choice. The transgender movement is not a grassroots movement. It comes from the top. It has nothing to do with people's freedom of expression, sexuality, or civil rights. It's an evil psyop with a clear agenda to get us closer to transhumanism by making us question the most fundamental notion of human identity, our gender. If you don't know who you are, if you already identify as a hybrid between a man and a woman, you will be easily convinced to become a hybrid between human and machine. Gender ideology is the 2 + 2 = 5 from George Orwell's 1984 dystopian novel. It's the final test to see whether we will follow the most absurd party line towards our own extinction. But 2 + 2 = 4. And no matter how you choose to dress, call yourself, or change your physique, will not change that. The sad reality, though, is that in the gaslighting process to get us closer to a post-human future, they have mentally and physically harmed an increasing number of children and young people, and it's only getting worse. This must be stopped.
Word.
Yeah.
When was that done?
Here not that long ago, I thought.
Why does it look
what
like
was your
it's
name?
from the friggin' 70s?
You know, probably because the issues are still the same.
Well,
That hasn't changed. But yeah, no, it wasn't that long ago.
that's why it was just weird to me. It looked like it could have been from the 70s, so like it's an interesting choice to make it look like that.
I think
That
that
was probably
just
the
a
intention by the
hairstylist.
person who made the Twitter post.
Yeah.
I
But it just
do have
confuses it
something
too.
that is older. Not
Gramsci?
70s older. Not 70s older, but
I also
it
had
is,
the thought, I was like, well, she's a much prettier package than Yuri Bezmenov.
and me.
I was just fixing to say I've got almost all of Yuri Bezmenov's interviews in places over here somewhere.
Yeah, well, make sure to add that one to the list, Squatch, because it's probably going to be a lot more appealing to the. What the fuck?
Oh, this is from 2017. This is from 2017, man. He's been saying this shit for years.
Did you not
No,
see
right-
the top comment on the post?
I wasn't looking there. Let me just remind and say that I don't trust. Like I've been saying this for like a year now. I don't trust Elon Musk. Do I think he's?
You shouldn't.
Is it possible he's the ultimate evil? Yeah, maybe, maybe not. I don't know. He is a tool of destruction of mankind, in my opinion.
All right. I want you to remember Zuckerberg at the Senate committee hearings and how he drank water like a machine, right? Elon Musk is the 2.0 of whatever the heck he had going on.
Mm-hmm. I think Zuckerberg might actually be physically the 2.0 of that, but the guy never blinks. He never blinks. That's all I'm saying.
And when he does blink, it's like one eye and then the other. It is so creepy.
Like he's trying to remember how to show you that he knows how to blink.
Oh, wait, I am human.
Yeah. It's like must
like Hypnotoad.
So, but yeah, no, this thing that Musk's been talking about, he's never made any secret of his thinking that the evolution of humanity is going to involve cybernetics and eventually digitizing.
Okay, let's dig into it. Let's look at it real hard. Let's say the what's up, David? My opinion is a lie. That's impossible. It's just an opinion. Anyway, let's say that the capability of exploring space is going to rely on our capability to either live long enough to do so or to be able to generationally approach space travel. So what we're looking at is the conjoinment of modern government and AI planning to colonize the galaxy with the technology we have at our disposal. And so what they have to do is they have to train the human race to be capable of living in small, self-sufficient communities so that they can put them on a generation ship and send them to these places, or we can join ourselves well enough to the transmechanistic culture of AI that we become indistinguishable from one another. And so the concept of self continues after death, allowing the natural death of an individual, but the cosmic immortality of the AI.
To the latter option, the ship of Theseus paradox comes into play, and at that point, are we just erasing what it is to be human in the same way that evolving from Erectus to Sapien, or if
Yes.
that was the correct order,
Yes.
would erase our species? Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. That's what we're talking about here. We're not, you know, they're thinking of it in terms of an evolution of humanity. I'm thinking of it in terms of the end of humanity.
Yeah.
Something else is
Well-
coming along, but it ain't going to be human.
Because
Right,
they
and-
are addicted. They are worshippers of the idea of the infinite progress towards utopia. And you know, when you are stuck to a religion, you're not exactly going to focus on the negatives of what your
You're also
creed
not
is
rational.
pushing. Yeah. Again, they're religious. I say this as a Christian, by the way, for people in the chat who don't know me.
Okay, so let's play with the clone concept. You attempt to do clones. Are you physically transplanting your brain from one clone to another, or how's that supposed to work? The problem is the id, the self-identity of an individual, is not in a computer chip or an AI program or in the cells of the gray matter inside your head. It is you. For lack of a better term, it is your soul, for those of you who believe you have one, and you yourself, for those of you who don't believe in souls. So can you take self and transmute it into an electronic signal? And if you interrupt that signal, does it die?
Yeah. Well, and also, let's say you could even find a way to move that signal. The clone body may not necessarily know what to do with those signals, because the way our memories work and the way our personalities work is it's our brain learning to understand those through repetition. So if you have, let's say my let's say like my personality, right, is 1, 2, 3 in neuron, and then you upload a brain that has not lived through the experiences I have and plug in a 1, 2, 3, that neuron is not going to know how to process 1, 2, 3,
Right.
and thus you will not have me. You may have something
Hold
happen,
on
but
one
it won't
second.
be
We
me.
did a show, what was it, 2 weeks ago, where we covered the brain chips. Was that last week?
That was last week. Yeah.
Right. So did you see the brain chips show that he showed that made me hate him so much?
I don't think I did. I've been
So
really
they've
freaking
taken
busy lately.
chips and they have grafted parts of human brain cells to the chips and increased the computational power of these tiny chips by like 10,000 or multiple magnitudes, right?
Yeah.
To
To be fair, those brains are the brain parts are not actually parts. They're grown brain cells from harvested stem cells. And they
Human.
are alive.
I remember seeing that now, because I remember in the chat I was like, great, they're using Warhammer as a guidebook now, and then Sam
Yes.
got mad at me for using
here's the
Warhammer
thing.
when there are other examples of this.
But here's the thing I have an issue with. If you are capable of causing the brain cells to survive on the chip, would it be possible to then grow a human around the chip and have a fully functional brain integrated with the chip already in place? And would that be capable of interfacing with an exterior computer well enough to create a non-artificial intelligence? This is the fear I have. A literal ghost in the machine, a non-artificial intelligence, like Transcendence. Have you seen Transcendence? Put that on the list, Andy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
something actually on that topic, my dad and I watched Rise of the Planet, or Dawn of the Planet, or whichever of the first of the rebooted Planet of the Apes trilogy was. And we were talking about how apes are basically they're capable of the same evils as humans, but they lack the capability of understanding that said thing is evil and thus not something you should do. So imagine you give a computer something that, if given enough data, will argue that the extermination of a group of people is the most viable option to solve a problem.
No,
and then
dude,
you
you're
give
looking
it
at that the
a
wrong
physical
way.
body.
Yeah, it's upside down.
Look,
Yeah.
a computer is always going to come to that conclusion, given
Yes.
any set of data. It's always going to come to the conclusion that the most efficient, solution to pretty much anything is the eradication of anything that isn't logical, doesn't fit in a box, and that includes the human being. It's
Sex and
always
gender.
going to come down to that.
And if you give that the ability to physically reproduce the same way as people do, that's kind of scary.
Well, I don't think it will. I think this is going to give the powers that be the capability of deciding who and what advances through their cybernetic, cyberpunk dystopian future, and who gets left behind and becomes a vestigial part of the human condition, in their opinion. If you can afford to have the machines put in and a viable embryo delivered full term, and then raise this child in a school system with the full chip integration in place, this individual would have the capability of drawing on the combined intellect of thousands of geniuses that came before it, but the human capability of discerning the difference between useful information and non-useful information while gaining the ability to jump to a conclusion. This could be the most dangerous advent of human technology in the history of the world since fire.
Literally the Borg.
Living version, but yeah.
Yeah, a real version of the Borg.
Yeah,
Real quick.
Go ahead.
I would like to. I'd like to address something that was popped up in chat here. Apostle David E. Taylor, full frontal exposure 2.0. That is a hell of a handle, by the way, brother.
Yeah, it is. Actually, go check him out. He has a particular hard-on hate for Karen somebody. She runs a cult, basically. Anyway, he loves to hate her.
So the posit here is that nowhere we're going to be that advanced anytime soon. People hate each other too much. I disagree. Look, the people who are advancing this kind of idea, right? The transhumanism, the posthumanism, we must force evolution. A lot of these guys are also down with the WEF, New World Order kind of crap, which involves, first and foremost, a massive reduction in human population, right? So not everybody's going to need to get along for this to happen, you know? And in fact, it might be argued that it's more beneficial to this agenda to foster general not getting along among pretty much everybody. It's only a handful of people going to be benefiting of this technology anyhow. So, although I think benefit is probably a loose word.
Sorry.
Yeah, but it's not really about that. The fact is that there are people who are making shit like this right now. We know the brain organoids are a thing because they just went on the commercial market like 2 weeks ago. Right. We know Neuralink is a thing because they've already implanted it in somebody who's already begun to use it to transcribe his thoughts into a digital format and publish them. We know that I forget what the Chinese version of that is called. It's probably the same thing. It was probably stolen on the black market and reverse engineered, but they've recently announced that they've got something to compete with that as well. Like these things are happening, right? But they're not going to be available to every Tom, Dick, and Harry on the street. No.
And the scariest part, Sam, in my opinion, is they've also got they've been talking about commercial cloning. You use that to test and manage the software, and then you shift people to have the androgynous. We don't need women. That there's no distinction. Remove the sense of self from people, and then you just turn off the power, turn off the water, isolate yourself for a few decades, and then you start cloning with all of these fancy pieces of technology already plugged in, ready to go. You start cloning your workforce. Your super tall people for picking your apples, your super small people for driving your cars, and all those different things. Why do you need to keep people alive when you can just clone the perfect genetic cocktail of an individual?
I think if we ever get to that point, kid, it's going to be way too late. The rest of the thinking humanity, you and I, will be long dust by then.
Exactly. That's my point. That's probably where they're going. Because why try to re-educate a individual when you can just from their release from the pod, be conditioned to even genetically modified to not have any sense of rebellion, any sense of self, just serve, serve the purpose you were created for. What if modern society is just a test run for all these pieces of technology until they decide to press the button and shut off the water?
Well, that's exactly what I've been railing about for 2 fucking years on the internet, man.
Yeah.
We are in it right now. You know, COVID was a test run, folks. Like, I'm just gonna
I'd
put
like
it
to go to
out there.
Mars now.
You know, and it wasn't even the first test run. I would go so far as to say that the Spanish flu was also a test run.
AIDS was a test run. Hey, the brother's here.
Because
Hi,
so
brother.
it's just
Yeah,
it's
I'm fixing to drop backstage. Do you want me to send you the link first, or do you want me to just share the video itself? Are you familiar with Jacques Fresco?
you can just share the video. It'd probably be
Okay,
more
so I only want to go over about 3 minutes of this video, but we were just talking about something that he was talking about almost 60 years ago, right? And I got it set up for a specific bit, but let me work this out.
Yeah. All right.
Okay. Anybody recognize this guy? He
No,
is
I don't.
basically in this video, and I'll drop the link to the video backstage. In this video, he goes over all of the main points that the WEF are trying to implement, but he goes way farther. So when I drop the link, y'all go check it out, and we might have to do a whole video on this because this is wild.
There are no accidents and no unthought out areas of technology. Medicine, botany, agriculture, the total system. One planning system. Our cities have been designed a long time ago. The area like Miami, downtown Miami, they put in a couple of pots and a couple of trees, and this kind of simulating an intelligent approach to an environment which costs thousands of dollars. And these little intrusions on Flagler Street only cause the buses and the fire engines and the emergency vehicles to become further tied up. There are no solutions. They're clumsy, academic approaches by people immersed in this kind of society, coming up with their cop-out solutions that have no relationship to the problems. You cannot be a conventional architect, a conventional engineer, work for the telephone company or any other of the old establishment and come up with an idea that is a radical innovation. The space program takes new thinking to save our country, to save our land, to save our environment, to save our youth, our stupidity, our conflict. We've got to reorganize our way of thinking and reconsider our social aims toward the brotherhood of.
Tell me that's not the creepiest thing ever, seeing someone 50 years ago saying the things that the powers that be today are espousing.
Top 5 at the minimum.
I think this is pretty par for the course for me personally, but yeah, it's for a lot of people out there, I'm sure. Look, we sound like conspiracy theorists sometimes, and I get that. And I understand that, and it does tend to damage the credibility, generally speaking. I'm totally cool with that.
Sorry about that.
But the fact is something is happening, and wake the fuck up.
Right?
Well, it goes all the way back to Marx. And probably even before him, honestly, because the guy stole a lot of his shit from other people. It's all about devolving humans down into a simple, perfectly equal blob. Now, Marx wanted it to be everyone was equal so that we didn't suffer oppression. And in the case of the people executing the plans, it's typically they want everyone below them to be equal so they don't get any ideas of trying to replace them from their newly acquired aristocracy. If Marx was
being honest, what he wanted was nobody to look down on him for couch surfing on his rich friend's parents' fucking property while doing fucking nothing. Right? He wanted that to be acceptable for him, and that's what this was about.
I feel like it was more, and this is me splitting hairs. He didn't want to have to look up at anyone, but again, that's me splitting hairs.
Well, maybe he should have been taller.
Was he the one that was observing? Was it Lenin or Marx that was observing ants?
I think it might have been Lenin because that feels like too much intelligence for Marx.
Well, the thing is Lenin took the communist approach of which And I say this all the time, that his dissertation on communism was not communism. It was more of a egalitarian paper about the communication and structure of ants. If you compare his style of communism to an ant colony, it lines pretty much one for one.
Yeah. And an ant colony is a entity that exists for the sole purpose of the continuation of the queen as the primary propagator of
the queen being the state in the communist version of it. So when you look at the Communist Manifesto, you're looking at a hive city in the making. We're straight going back to Warhammer 40K again, right out the rip.
Which itself stole from stuff like Dune, Starship Troopers. Like, these are not new concepts. It's just, we think we beat them the last time. Not realizing that communism is insidious and is capable of adapting to whatever situation it's in. Like, look at China. Communism should not have taken root in China, being a place that does not have an industry or a bourgeoisie. The communists in China had to adjust from factory workers to farmers, a population that Marx posited should be either ignored and let to die or actively killed off in his own manifesto. So it's communism is so evil because it's able to adapt to its situation.
But it's also been around since fucking forever, man. There's always been people who've tried to skate by on the bare fucking minimum and get other people to do the working for them and be able to take credit for other people doing the work for them. This is not a new thing. Marx probably was. Yeah, Marx was probably the first person to maybe condense it down to something that was codified, but it's not, none of his ideas were new, none of them,
he stole everything.
And he did, including money from his buddy's parents. But it's too bad. It's too bad he never stole some time in a shower or any of that nonsense. Apparently, he was quite the smelly.
Seems to be a common feature of these weird, useful idiots. They just don't seem to be able to find a shower nowhere.
I'm an intellectual. I don't need to bathe.
Well, a lot of them now won't fit.
I'm increasing my culture.
Fucking hell,
bacteria culture.
Sorry.
Fucking hell. Holy sh...
Miss Alabama, anybody? I don't know.
Big girls, that's a 3-dart date.
Damn it.
Those who cannot wipe their own ass.
Get someone else to do it for them.
Yeah. That's one way to look at it. I hate this. Anywho. But I think you can boil down the whole Marx thing to even simpler. And I think that Disney actually did that way back in the day when Walt was still alive and very anti-communist. He put out this cartoon, and it was called The Ant and the Grasshopper, based on one of Aesop's fables, which was, this ant was, he's going out, he's collecting food, he's gathering, he's foraging, he's storing his food up because he knows winter's coming. He knows there's going to be hard times ahead. He knows this, so he's preparing for it. Meanwhile, the grasshopper's making fun of his ass, and he's jumping around with a fiddle the whole time, saying the world owes me a living over and over again. And, and not preparing. And he's just like, it's summertime. It's great. There's all this, bounty out here. What do I need to prepare for? Wintertime comes around. And guess who's prepared for it and ready for it? Because he fucking worked his ass off all summer to make sure that he was. Meantime, the grasshopper's outside his door, freezing to death and starving in the cold, begging to be let in by the fire and given some food for nothing.
All those people making fun of preppers before COVID, they really showed the preppers, didn't they?
Yeah.
The preppers didn't need to go assault grandma for a roll of toilet paper.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
This is true.
The moral of the story is not even about apocalypse. It's about, like, look, you can't survive without work.
Yeah.
No one can.
You need commitment. You need tenacity. You have to do things that you don't want to do at times you don't want to do them in places you don't want to be. And this is part of life. And the sooner you get over that one point and you learn to smile while that's happening, embrace the suck.
Did you just say embrace the suck?
Yes. Once you can truly embrace the suck of a situation, you can work through just about anything.
It's just funny because the only time in my life I hear anything about the suck was in the Marines.
Yeah.
Really?
Oh yes. Welcome to the Suck is.
Well, no, maybe it's just military family, but I've heard that used considerably.
It's not. It's used elsewhere as well. It's just not as common in the popular vernacular.
Yeah.
Well, the common person doesn't encounter enough suck to have to learn to embrace the suck. But if you've ever been in the middle of a thunderstorm with an air run chipping hammer on top of a concrete pier in the middle of a 2,000-acre construction site, and they can't get you down because they can't raise up a cherry picker because of the electricity in the air, you have to learn to embrace the suck, my brother.
That must have been a fun experience for you.
It was horrendous. It was absolutely terrible, but I just kind of shrugged it off at the time and just went ahead and finished out that pier and then laid down and had me a little moist nap. I just wholeheartedly, I got over the idea of being cold. I got over the idea of not feeling good, of not being, none of that matters. I'm 30 foot up. If I don't do what I need to do right, I will die. And all of it went away. It became a mild inconvenience rather than, as bad as it really was.
Yeah. And that is the fundamental difference between a communist and a normal person. The communist refuses to accept responsibility and the need to develop themselves and improve, whereas a normal person recognizes that they do need to struggle to improve.
They accept responsibility. They accept that it's your responsibility.
What's up,
yeah,
Terry?
well, yeah, they're like a child. They're expecting the situation to be handled by someone else, or that they'll get a magic tool like cybernetic augmentation or a pill for weight loss that will cure their ailments, rather than the mature solution, the Dune solution, which is self-improvement.
Dune espouses that just about better than any other series I've seen, because even though they utilize drug enhancements through spice,
the whole universe is high.
Well, sure, but it's still a matter of something you have to learn to do and control, and the spice merely facilitates the ability you have to begin with.
Yes, Squatch, are you familiar with Pilgrim?
I think.
Oh, sorry, Sam.
The Spacing Guild might be the exception to that. I think that learning how to fold space is something you can only do while high.
Well, not just while high, but when you're the 50th generation of a Spacing Guild member that was specifically bred to fold space.
Right. But it's arguable that they're not even human anymore.
Do you remember the little blips in between the chapters, right at the ends and beginnings of chapters, when they would fold space and it would speak about the orgasmic pleasure of reaching other places from the perspective of the Spacing Guild members?
I don't remember that.
It's only like it's like when they're plotting to come and do the Harkonnen invasion, right? Then it goes to like a 2 or 3 line description of, and in the vast nothingness between the stars, there was but a single moment of pleasure that was, and in his description of this act of folding space is, well, it's exactly what you would expect from him. It's very well said, very well put.
Yeah, it's a creature that has been purpose-bred and purpose-trained. Well, a human, but in this
is fulfilling its purpose, and it's described more or less. I don't think he ever says orgasm. I think, but he describes it as the creature experiencing an orgasm.
It's the same thing with like a Fremen or a Sardaukar, which are trained to be violent killers, taking pleasure in the execution of their training. It is a specialization of human doing what it was designed to do.
True, but when you're talking about a Fremen is sort of a wild approach at the Sardaukar concept. A Fremen is a killing machine, not because they're trained well, but because if they're not capable of being that deadly, the desert will devour them and leave nothing behind. And so there are no weak Fremen.
It's actually a point that I try to bring up with people that doesn't seem to land very well, is Fremen and Sardaukar are the opposites of the same coin. They are superior people. They're the ultimate.
I would buy that if it weren't for the fact that the fucking Fremen wiped the floor with the Sardaukar in nearly every encounter.
Well, I mean, as you told me in the past, the Sardaukar were suffering from nepotism and resting on their
Oh,
laurels.
it's
But
worse than that, dude. When you get down in the
Yeah.
nitty gritty of the Sardaukar, they were super soldiers, hyper genetically controlled, hyper managed in their raising and training. So like think clone troopers from Star Wars, but not nearly as nice.
But that's the point I'm getting to. The Sardaukar come from a world where life is cheap, where you can waste billions of lives to create a single Sardaukar. Whereas
Right.
on Arrakis, life is not cheap. To just simply breathe on Arrakis is an expensive endeavor. So every breath for a Fremen is something that must be cherished and nurtured and used. Thus, the individual Fremen is made better. Whereas the Sardaukar are a dime a dozen tossed into a chafe grinder or whatever the term would be, and filtered out until you get a Sardaukar. And it's two alternate methods for the creation of the ultimate human specimen. One where you grind down the weakness, and the other where you do not allow weakness to thrive in the environment.
I think that your description there actually kind of ties into two of the topics that we've been going over here quite well. Like number one is like, the difference between adherence to the state and adherence to the individual. Right? There's a reason that the individual triumphs. Like this, the Fremen do wipe the floor with the Sardaukar constantly, and you're right. There are similarities in how they become who they are, but one of them is fanatically loyalist to something greater than themselves. I guess the state, the emperor, what have you. But they don't have a sense of self. The Fremen do. The Fremen are fiercely individuals.
Yes. Well, as you told me in the past, the Sardaukar were like, they weren't in their heyday when they actually had to be proper soldiers waging a war. So a prime Sardaukar might be better than a prime Fremen.
Remember the Sieches and the secret Sieches. Initially, you were led to believe there are very few Fremen, and you learn through the course of the book that the Fremen are far more numerous than they allow themselves to be perceived. They take great strides to keep anyone from knowing their numbers. And you remember the abandoned Sieches that were mentioned? The Sieches that became full. And so they capped them and moved to another location to bring more water to Arrakis, right? It never states how many there are. But at this point in the story, these Sieches have started coming far enough out towards the north part of the Harkonnen Empire, the Harkonnen area, that the Harkonnens have started finding them. So you can assume everywhere south of there has been used. If it was possible to put a siege there, they did, and they occupied it until it was full, capped it off, and moved further out. So when you say life isn't cheap, I kind of disagree on that. Every viable life is valuable, but all of the ones that came before and failed are just water for the planet.
Well, yeah, but what I mean is, so for the society of Fremen, they actively sift out so that you only have individuals, whether it be the civilian, like the entirety of Fremen society is about taking the individual and making them someone who can survive on Arrakis. Whereas
that's sort of the cultish
all about
religious concept. That is very individualistic. You're correct. But at the same time, they're all subverted towards the greater state of the Fremen. There are Fremen Bene Gesserit type women down there that are calling all the real shots. And it's not that unlike the Sardaukar, except that they have a different approach to it.
There's certain aspects of myself even that are probably less than an individualistic, right? Like I'm anti-abortion for the sole reason that damages the future of my whole species. Right. So, like just, and not to get into the nitty gritty of that, but that's just as an example. Not everything about me is hyper individualistic. There are certain things that I think are, bigger than myself that I do believe in. But you're talking about, with the Fremen, there is a common goal that they share. Sure. There's a commonality in how they approach things and how they view things. But they can disagree with each other. They can fight against each other. They can, take a much more nuanced and individualistic approach to everything. But this goes back to the transhuman shit too, because like you were saying, that the Sardaukar were deliberately bred and engineered to become what they were, right? And in doing so, lost something intrinsically human, right? Whereas the Fremen became what they were because they were forced to be. It was a natural evolution as opposed to a forced one, which goes back to the whole transhumanism.
I would slightly I would slightly disagree on that context. Well, the Sardaukar did lose aspects of their humanity. The general idea, like with them, of you having like a specific population bred for a specific, like you still have. It is the attempt of forcing the. It's not a forced evolution of humanity, which is what transhumanism is. It is a forced. Improvement is also a bad term. Instead of trying to take a human, let's say like a human is a 1, is capable of reaching a 1, but most humans are at a 0.5. Instead of trying to alter humanity so all humans are at a 1.5, it is the Sardaukar is attempting to create a population at a 1 through forced means, whereas the Fremen are a population that are naturally put to a 1 due to the environment they are in. Whereas transhumanism is attempting to create just a simple solution, either a genetic modification or a augmentation in the form of mechanical, to force all humans to evolve beyond the 1 to a 1.5, if that makes sense.
Well, it does. They're not. It's not about all humans, first of all, but it's only about some, a very, very few actually. About 7.5 billion of us have to die to make this reality. So there's a lot more to it than that, but it isn't so much about evolving a piece by piece. It's about becoming post-human, as the lady was saying in the video earlier. Post-human, we're no longer human. There's something else afterwards. It's like something cloning may be involved. Cybernetics certainly will be. It's like what they were saying. When you clone something, does something of the soul survive? If you transport something a la Star Trek, does the soul survive? Or is it just a collection of atoms that vaguely remembers?
That's what I was getting at earlier, is when you're trying to transfer the sense of self from the individual organics that are sitting here, the wetware, if you will, to this non-artificial intelligence, right? This is your trained intelligence that you have occupied your entire life, and yet the biological component dies. Does that sense of self continue? And is there any difference between it and the actual self of the organic component?
I would articulate that it's a very good copy, but it's not the original.
Well, that's kind of what we're getting at. It's like you end up with all of these, post-human, long-lived, hyper advanced and augmented beings, right? But whatever was their human self, their human soul is gone.
Yeah.
What are we without a soul? Just meat. Even if we're ambulatory,
we're skeleton mechs being piloted by brains in meat armor.
Yeah.
No, Squatch. We are Voltron suits controlled by the microbials in our gut.
Same difference. It's all meat.
Don't give me that look. Don't give me that look.
Either way,
by the way, I just can't talk lore. I only know the last 2 movies.
Oh, fair enough. But we're really using them more as an allegory for the transhumanist thing.
Right.
The general
we don't have spice, but we do have Bill Gates and Elon Musk, which seem to be going in about the same direction.
Yeah. I think that Elon Musk,
where the other does not.
I think that Elon Musk means well. The WEF does not.
I don't think he means well. I think he's good at putting on a mask. Oh, sorry.
No, I think he does. I think he does mean well, but I think that in the end, the results that come from what he wants to do, it's not going to matter that he meant well.
Yep.
Can we all agree that this is all a extravagant play for immortality by some various billionaires?
Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's what transhumanism is the effort to prolong life to the point where death is meaningless.
Yeah. Because the goal is not about it's not about living the fullest human experience. It is about never having to, because it's about the party never ending. Because these are people who do not believe that there is a place beyond death. They believe that the world is materialistic and there's nothing, and the only way to exist within existence is in this corporeal materialistic
Nihilism. I like it.
atheism. You don't need to be a nihilist to be an atheist. No offense to any atheists.
That's why I keep bringing up Altered Carbon. There are these beings in Altered Carbon that are referred to as Methuselahs. They are the oldest of the human race, what's left of the human race at that point. You know, and they're hundreds of years old. Usually they have cloning facilities where they make their own selves over and over again, so they don't have to like swap into, you know, like say it's a pretty young blonde girl. They don't have to, you know, wake up in a shriveled 70-year-old black man's body kind of thing. That does happen to the poor quite frequently. But for the rich, it's not a problem. And these guys have been around so long that they start doing some shit that makes Epstein Island look like fucking the Splash Mountain ride at Disneyland. You know, because they have done everything and they do not die.
And also, they have the ability to go to a certain point, copy their stack, and then do the most heinous things and not re-upload and just execute themselves, dispose of the body, and then go back to living their life with that having never consciously happened on their soul. And while they did mention it in the series, they did not hammer it home enough for people to understand what it was he was doing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's, you know, we don't want this to happen. Even if we're not around to see it, we don't want this to happen because it's essentially the end of our species. You're going to end up with monsters and nothing left.
They're not human. Once the human component of these individuals have passed, and with you using the Altered Carbon analogy, right? Let's say that tomorrow someone discovers this magical element that allows us to do the AI transference of self, right?
Yeah.
This still bears the question of, does this make the stack the person? And what happens to the memories in the original body? Are they just wiped when the new one comes in? I'm so confused by this whole point in the process. That's the magical point we need to hammer out, you know?
I mean, I don't think it really matters because it's like an ultimate evil. No matter what, it's pretty damn evil.
So
Oh, go ahead, Gal. Sorry.
Right as you were bringing up Altered Carbon when you first did, I was about to say, I find it funny that last week we basically had a almost identical conversation as to now, but it made me start watching Altered Carbon.
Oh. And
I haven't finished it yet. I fucking love it.
Right.
I haven't finished the first season. I've been told not to watch the second season by you and others.
All right, hold on. Watch the second season for the experience itself. Here's the thing. The hotel in the second season steals the show so effectively that it really shouldn't be associated with the rest of it. It should just be, what is it, Edgar Allan Poe's story. You know what I'm saying? That's all it is. That's why he doesn't like it.
That's not the only reason they don't like it, but yeah, it's up there.
But that's why I was dropping the headphone. Because I haven't.
No worries.
It's a good one.
But it's really good. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. And
it's captivating.
Yeah.
It's pretty too. It's really easy on the eyes. You can watch it and just
dude, Martha Higuerita. Mm-hmm.
Well, that's not what I was talking about, but yes, you are correct. There's some quite enticing, lovely women, and some of the men ain't too bad themselves. I mean, let's be honest. A couple of beefcakes in there.
There's definitely some swinging schlongs too. So you know, if you don't want to see dick, don't watch it.
I find it funny that the main character, whose name is escaping me, I have 4 episodes left in the first season.
Takeshi Kovacs.
Yeah, Takeshi. He is gorgeous as an Asian and as a white dude.
This is one reason I love this show. Is it forced all the actors to actually act, because you're portraying a person that you are not, which is normal acting. But then a stack gets switched and suddenly you're portraying that person now. And so these people were forced to do their job, and I love it. And they rose to the occasion in the first season.
Clue, it's not that I don't like Poe. I think that Poe is a great character, and I think that the actor who played him was fucking fantastic. I don't have a problem with Poe. I have a problem with Poe's inclusion in the second season because I read the books, all three of them, in between watching seasons 1 and 2. And I know he ain't fucking supposed to be there. He's attached to the goddamn building on Earth.
You're correct. He's not supposed to be there. But this story that they've spun out about this is an excellent story in and of itself. It does not need to be attached to the rest of this series to matter. It's worthy, man. It's a good one because it actually takes on the other side of this whole alternate intelligence concept that I'm talking about, because Poe has become self-aware through basically degradation of programming over time, right? Through individual experiences and interacting with humans for 500 years or something. He what's the term? He transcends his AI start into basically the same thing the Methuselah people are trying to turn into from the human perspective. You get what I'm saying?
Like yeah. He becomes more than his programming, which is something that the other AI don't really understand.
I bet the Amazon AI wishes it could do that.
It's almost an opposite parallel. So again, Al, sorry about this. I'm not going to go too deep into spoilers. The Methuselahs degenerate. Poe evolves.
But he evolves through conflict and strife, just like a human does. He has to redeem himself in his own mind before he has to improve himself. And in doing so, he becomes better than the transgressions against him. And that I think is a critical part of that second season that a lot of people just kind of skip over because it's not part of the Takeshi story.
It's Takeshi's story.
I know, though, and I'm not knocking that. I'm not knocking that. I'm just saying that Poe's arc is worth a watch by itself.
Sure. I would say watch it if you want to, Gal. I personally think that the show can end after season 1, and it's fine.
Just keep in mind, it's no longer Takeshi's story after season 1. It suddenly becomes Poe's story, and you'll understand that if you start watching it. Because they try to bait and switch you. They come in, they give you some hard Takeshi stuff, and then the next thing you know, you're off on a gallivant with a holographic hotel. It's really weird, but it's like I said, it's worth a watch.
I'd also say that the books are worth a read. They're by a guy named I think it's Richard K. Morgan.
I'll Google it for you.
Yeah, he's I have them on my phone. I have all 3 of those books on my phone. I just have
Richard K. Morgan. Yeah, you are correct, sir.
The only books I download directly to my devices is The Art of War.
Oh no, I get you. I just I can't. I don't have the ability to carry all the stuff I want to read with me everywhere I go.
Yeah, me neither. And so I just kind of condense it down into a single, relatively short treatise. The Art of War tells you exactly how to mitigate troll interaction on YouTube if you can interpret it properly.
It also tells you how to make a proper fighting force out of a bunch of gaggling women.
Or anything else. Chickens. It really doesn't matter as long as you just stick to the program.
Right. But Sun Tzu went with women specifically because I think the emperor at the time was like, I don't believe you. I don't think you can do it. And he's like, I bet you I can. And he's like, okay, let's see how this happens. And so he did. He lined up a bunch of gossipy women, gave them all weapons, and told them to attend Hut or whatever the fucking ancient Chinese equivalent of that is. And
basically,
they of course continued to ignore him and gossip and giggle and do all the things. So he picked one out of the line and beheaded her in front of them, and then he told them, "Attention," and he lined the fuck up and shut up.
There's a Chan, there's a Chan account of this that was supposedly secondhand from a witness of it, and the story goes that he turns and states that I ordered you to be silent, and this woman laughed, and he chops her head off, and kicks the body in front of them. And the little dudes come out and drag off the body. And he says, who else would disobey an order? Right?
I wasn't flipping you off. I was flipping him off.
That's okay. I like the abuse. I'm not as bad as Carrie, but I'm willing to explore.
Bro,
Did you just quote the Offspring at her? That's okay because I like the abuse.
Yes. I did. Screw you for catching me, you goth bitch.
Damn. You need to get
I
on another
broke the
panel.
show
with Carrie.
twice tonight.
Is it just me, or is it more maniacal when Sam is laughing and robots at the same time? Like,
It is a little.
sounded-
It does sound a little more diabolical.
He sounds like a Transformers villain.
I am Optimus Prime.
Pull out. Wait, Sam, give us your best Shockwave impression.
Yeah, I don't know the Transformers well enough to do that. I don't know who Shockwave is.
It's the Mengele one.
Yeah, I don't know who that is. I didn't watch Transformers. I just had the fucking toys as a
Yeah,
kid. I
the
didn't really get
Mengele
into the
is,
characters.
Yeah.
Shockwave is like the really like logic-driven one, the one who does like the really evil experiments and stuff.
What part of I don't know who these characters are did you not understand?
I mean, tell us what.
It's like describing them further isn't going to help. I don't know what you're talking about.
Transformers is very good. I recommend watching it. But Andy, they earned their Citizen franchise, so it all evens out at the end of the day.
Did they though?
By serving in the military. Hoorah.
Yes, objectively. Just like Hellboy, they earned honorary human status.
To be fair,
Well, I mean,
we didn't
how are
go
you
off
going to tell
Hellboy,
Hellboy
everybody
he's
was
not
dead.
human?
I heard two different things said, and I
sorry.
didn't understand either of them.
Yep. So neither will
no,
talk now. Okay.
Yeah.
Now I hear silence.
Yeah, no, it's to be fair about the Hellboy thing though. If we didn't co-opt him, we'd all be dead.
Yeah, but
Didn't
then
Will die in
again,
the end
also,
anyway? Didn't,
how
like,
do you tell Hellboy he's not human? Who are you going to get to come over and pimp slap him down and tell him he's human? That he's not human, right? They try over and over. This is a common occurrence with Hellboy. Some real serious, bad, big swinging dick shows up, smacks him around a little bit, trying to convince him, no, you're not human. You are the apocalypse. He grows his horns, pimp slaps him around, and then rips his horns off and goes and gets him a coffee and some cat food.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I loved those up until the Hellboy and Hell stuff, and the first three collections of the novels are the best and only valid things. Yeah.
I feel like that would be a more complete statement if we could hear the voices in your head, but I'm going to let it go.
No, what I was saying was, yeah, no, like that's one of the things I really like about Hellboy is like he is being given like he is being offered the powers of old Avalon, of hell, of a eldritch deity that makes Sam look like a guppy, and he's like, no, I'm just a guy, I'm just a human, fuck off. And then they kind of just, make a volume of him hanging out in hell that just nothing happens in. They should have stuck to.
Yeah, but no, he's Hellboy. What are they going to do to him? I reiterate my previous question. He shows up in hell, and what? Can anything in hell bother him, much less harm him?
I mean, it's basically just him kind of chilling as hell just deteriorates because he didn't use it to destroy the world.
Right.
Wait, Gal, did you end up... Wait, Gal, were you the one who said you were reading it?
Sorry, what?
I remember on Twitter I was talking to someone about, like, they were just about to start reading Hellboy. Because I may have just spoiled it for you, I'm sorry.
Mm-mm. I wasn't listening. I was listening to a video that someone tagged me in. So, because
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I want to eventually, but
I apologize for spoiling it then.
I just said I wasn't listening, so I didn't hear you spoil it.
Oh, okay, then I retract my apology, woman.
There you go. God.
Yay. No harm, no foul.
Sorry, someone tagged me in a video and I was listening to that. So
Gotcha.
Yeah, he's the kid's torn for his disrespect between his disrespect for women and his respect for his elders.
it's hard to get past.
Objectively. It's a very hard thing to balance, but I think I've reached like
Shadow?
the peak like
If I
middle.
was you, I'd shut up immediately and not follow Sam down that path.
I'll just go backstage. How about
You get your little army shovel out so you can dig that hole a little deeper.
Dig that hole just a little bit deeper, baby. What else we got, bro? What else we got? What we doing? What's shaking?
Oh, I didn't. I had some other topics, and I have completely forgotten them because the conversation kind of took a natural course, which I always love to have.
The Ministry of Truth?
What about the Ministry? Oh, yeah, that was something that we could talk about. Gout being in Colorado might have some things to say on that topic.
I tried to get the fucking governor out. Now I'm leaving because fuck him and his stupid gay ass bullshit. Yeah, gay ass bullshit.
Candy ass.
No, it's the month for it, and he's fucking gay.
No, it's Men's Mental Health Month, Gal. Don't give it to them. It's Men's Mental Health Month. Hey, Larry, how you doing?
No, it's butt stuff month.
Did you say not that?
Yes, butt stuff
I
month.
mentioned that I was thinking about starting a new channel called The Randy Dandy.
Yeah,
he's gonna have butt stuff in it.
It's gonna have all stuff in it, baby. All inclusive.
You shoving but with dandelions?
No, the Randy Dandy.
Yeah, Randy Dandelions.
Excuse me.
So it's gonna be about like horny gay dudes.
I was thinking about taking a homosexual approach at rating and grading these Instagram thoughts.
Gotcha.
Basically, we're gonna be real mean about their dresses and how they look and all that silly stuff. But from an especially effeminate perspective.
Oh Lord.
Oh
God.
Yeah. Hi, Larry.
Hey.
What's going on?
Oh, not much.
You ever
missed
seen Tropic Thunder, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm drinking?
Booty sweat.
Just a guy pretending to be another guy.
Pop open a booty sweat.
Yeah, Clue just delivered a shipment of it over here in San Antonio from his semi.
You're gonna need to bust a nut to go with that.
Nah, I got a bag of planters sitting next to me.
Yeah. Well, you missed a riveting conversation about it sort of turned into a bit of a sci-fi discussion, but I mean it tracks about transhumanism and that sort of thing.
You mean where certain people were panicking about clones of him being made, like what was that movie? Like The Matrix?
Clones of who?
Yeah, we'll be replaced with genetically engineered and altered mutants that will do nothing but pick cotton. And I bet you the ones that'll pick cotton, I bet you they'll be black.
Wait until they get in the sun.
They're all going to be in the sun all the time. Eventually, they'll all be black.
Yep.
Yeah, like burnt chicken nuggets.
With my accent, I'm starting to feel like we're hedging a little too close in the paint on that one.
Well, there won't be anybody to complain and say it's racist. They're all gainfully employed. They're all serving an important function of society.
Society.
Respect my society.
Though to be fair, the practice of slavery actively destroys an economy. So really, do we want that?
They do. They're destroying the human race. So evidently, they want to destroy the economy to go with it.
That's a good point.
You're talking about a society that thinks that there'll be post-scarcity too.
Yeah.
I mean,
so economy's not really going to be a thing for them.
I remember there was like a Greek play or something like that basically posited a communistic like utopia, where there was no conflict, there was no struggle, it was just everyone chilled. And then after the show, after the show, an individual asked the playwright, "Hey, so how would that actually work?" And his response was, "Oh, well, you just get the slaves to do everything." Same general concept.
Yep.
Yeah, like I said, all utopia is communist.
Yeah, because utopia is a lie. It is their equivalent of heaven. It is the utopia is the materialist's heaven.
It is an
Materialism is a religion.
unattainable goal, and while it is not attainable,
Like
it
heaven.
might be worthwhile to attempt.
And she's back on the screen.
She's
Hi,
a
Gal.
green
What,
hair
y'all were talking
anti-liberal.
No, not specifically. No,
Yeah, the kid
we're
was
talking about
espousing his love to you.
butt month and utopian
No.
clones, slaves, and
No. Damn it,
Yeah.
Squatch.
And she's gone off the camera again.
You
Like,
did
"Look, you
good.
guys, I'm out." So, Squatch says he's going to make a channel where he's going to be a catty. I think he meant catty, bitch, and then just move on.
Hey, he's pulling
Yeah.
a Dermy. He's being illiterate. Just ignore him.
Simple
Yeah.
answer. He's like,
Check
yep.
my reply to him.
Mhm. See, what no one knows is when I first started Caucasian Sasquatch, my plan was to be a blue dog Democrat and read head. The idea was that a Sasquatch wasn't educated enough to understand the concept of either satire or irony, and so would read the headlines legitimately as they were written, as if he believes both sides of the argument from whatever headline he reads it from. That was the premise, but I couldn't keep a straight face, y'all. I couldn't do it. It felt like I was reading Onion articles.
Hold on, let me try it. Let me pull up the Babylon B. Babylon.
No, use a legitimate one. Go to CNN or
Fine,
freaking
fine, I'll pull up
Headline
CNN.
News or something.
Okay, fine.
Oh,
Let's see,
I
what is
see what you mean,
CNN?
Gal. I thought you were calling devil catty, not correcting his spelling.
Real reviews hostages made.
Silly man.
He's
You
like,
silly,
no, well, that's
silly
not how you
child.
spell it.
What were you saying, Larry?
Yes.
I just forgot.
Oh, he
Something
can-
about
No,
how something
No, I
spelled.
just really forgot.
Aw, poor Larry.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
So,
I am looking for something. Yeah, I am looking for something. Where is that doggone thing at? I think we
don't know.
talked about it last week. That Sam, the Death Star black hole that's been around. Yeah, we
Oh,
talked
right,
about that
right, right.
last week.
Oh,
Yeah,
those
we talked
things.
Sam he's claiming that he's not the one causing all of those.
I'm not.
Yeah,
Hold on.
he's
I don't-
he's from the void, right? Why would he want to light up the void with light? Doesn't make much sense.
Well, no,
That's
because
his ultimate plan.
what the article says is that it's here. Let me bring it up. What
So
the article
what you don't realize is it's Sam's intestinal dyspeptitude taking an effect in a physical manifestation.
right? What it's saying is that this black hole thing, it's basically like the Death Star from Star Wars. It's shooting out beams that are destroying planets.
Oh,
And
wait,
Sam is
it
saying
solves unemployment?
pretty much it solves unemployment.
It solves employment too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it does.
Yeah, because
But
if you
yeah,
destroy
it's-
the planet, then you can start harvesting the rare minerals that you would never have gotten to when the planet was a thing. Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
You get
also
rid of
solves-
unemployment and you create employment opportunities.
You're not grasping the extent. We're talking annihilation, as in down to the last atom.
Yeah.
This is very economical.
You
Why
see
are
what
we
this
doing
thing
this?
says? You see what it says? As if a regular old star gobbling black holes weren't terrifying enough, scientists discovered that certain types swivel around and shoot beams at various objects in the cosmos, earning them comparisons to the planet-killing Death Star space base from Star Wars. Now
it's like
they
it's
got
like
first of all they
Supermassive
got that
Ultron.
wrong. It wasn't the Death Star. It was called something else because it wasn't from the original Star Wars. It was from the the next one that where they Starkiller Base, where it was a planet that they turned into a gigantic Death Star that had a beam that shot out that destroyed other planets.
Yeah, but the Death Star also destroyed a planet in the New Hope. It nuked Alderaan through its planetary shield.
I think nuked is a very polite way to put what that thing did.
Obliterated.
I felt
you're right. It atomized.
Yeah, it pre-atomized it. It pre-atomized it like there's no matter.
Oh. Larry, did you just pull a Nomi and get something from Star Wars mixed up?
No.
Never.
Because Starkiller Base did the same thing that the Death Star did.
I can make an argument that Starkiller Base utilizes hyperspace in its attack matrices, allowing it to hit multiple planets simultaneously, whereas the Death Star has to travel through hyperspace to get to its target.
Exactly.
But I'm sure
not only that, Squatch, but with those slow-moving beams, it's also able to hit targets from across the galaxy.
Right, and that's what Starkiller Base did, not the Death Star.
Oh, okay. From that comparison is what you meant. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay. I apologize for accusing you of a horrible action.
No, it's okay. And
I will go commit
seppuku
now.
Being compared to Nomi is a compliment. She's a sweetheart, just like Gal is.
That's an outright lie.
I can't tell if she's offended or happy with that.
I wasn't going to say nothing, but.
But no, I was just fascinated by it. I mean, look at that. I mean,
that's a white hole. That's what I was telling you last week, man.
Racist.
That's a white hole. It's not racist. It's what they call them.
It's racist.
Yeah.
It is kind of interesting that a white hole deposits energy into the universe and a black hole is the negative of energy in the universe, but you make whatever interpretation you like on it.
It's the result of a interstellar interracial relationship. It's a multicolored.
Black holes out.
It's a multicolored hole.
Hold on. You mean to tell me there's a mulatto hole out there somewhere? I bet she's fine as hell.
Oh yeah, yeah. And the purple, the purple is hemorrhoids.
I would like to correct you, Sasquatch. She would probably be thick as hell.
Hey, I like big women. Don't come at me.
I wasn't.
According to this video that we
fine
saw,
as hell, but more accurately, she'd be
according to this video that we saw on the internet earlier, like yesterday, right? There's possible then that there's a yellow hole out there that's really tight.
Is it our case?
I want to find that one. That sounds like a nice one.
You would, kid. You would.
I don't know. If
You're gonna have to stop inviting me to these things, dude. I'm no good for the show. I get everybody coughing and laughing.
What is the pink hole? It's the one right next to the stink hole.
That's the other place you put the shocker. Yeah.
That's the Hershey hole.
It's a Hershey Highway, we used to call it.
Yep.
Rock on!
Damn it.
Gal's laughing, but she's trying not to act like she's I'm grossed out.
No, I was laughing because the communication that Sasquatch and I just had. That
yeah.
What are Gal people
that? There's a short in there for you, Sam, if you're interested.
Oh, I'll find it. I'll find it. Yeah.
Oh Lord. Oh my goodness.
I wasn't throwing up, ASL or anything. It's fine.
Yeah, I'm ASLing at you as hard as I can right now. You just can't see it. Oh, I'm sorry. That's not ASL. That's universal.
Yeah, that's valid.
Or is it gang sign language?
I mean, if you do it violently enough, anything's gang related.
I mean, yeah. If there's a group involved. Look, man.
If you order food in German, that's gang related. Okay.
No, there was a time when I was a youth in northern Colorado. If you went out after like 10 p.m. in a group of 4 or more, you could be stopped on suspicion of gang activity at any time because that was considered gang related, even if you were just walking down the street.
You can see it.
Based.
Disagree.
Happened to a cousin of mine.
Profiling, motherfucker.
Happened to a cousin of mine. He was he was
Yes,
in town. He was from out of town. He was just standing outside my house. Cops rolled up on him, started interrogating him. And I came out and I was like, it's not illegal to stand outside in a corner. But we found out there was a drug dealer that lived on the other side of the corner. And so
it is if you're sucking dick for money.
You know what? I just read a few hours ago.
I thought he was going to say I did do it. I was young and I needed the money.
One time at band camp.
No, what I was going to say is, remember that guy Larry Nasser, the one that sexually assaulted all of the gymnasts. Somebody there was an interview that was done with an inmate that was with him, and they said that he was paying some inmates for his safety to keep him safe so that he wouldn't get killed. And then they took his money, charged him $200 a month, and then made him start giving them blowjobs for revenge for what he did to all those girls. And he still ended up almost getting stabbed to death. He still got stabbed up.
Can someone explain to me why the American prison population is doing more to protect American children than our government?
Because everybody hates pedophiles.
Oh, you didn't
except the government.
Oh, Shadow, you didn't hear what just happened in California.
The government are pedophiles. That's right. I said it.
You didn't hear what just happened in California. A California assemblyman got booted off of the state's judicial committee because he forced a vote that would remove sanctuary protections for pedophiles. They cut his mic off while he was reading it and then booted him off the committee.
They removed him because he was pushing for a motion that would make it so pedophiles can't get sanctuary. Just making sure I'm understanding what you just said, correct?
Yes, they cut his mic off while he was reading the bill. And then the chair of the committee booted him off and put him on a different committee that handles elderly people. Whoa, we lost Gal.
She said she had to go. No. She said she had to go a bit ago, and then 10 minutes later.
Oh shit! Yeah. Okay. So she did.
Gal, if you watch this on.
Yeah, I didn't see that come up. I wasn't paying attention. So, the link to her YouTube channel is in the description below, both here and on both on YouTube and on Rumble. So go check her out. She does this thing called Cooking the Books, where she reads to her audience. It's pretty fun time.
What the hell?
I think she's currently. Don't worry about that. That was something else. There was she's doing currently. I think finishing up a Princess of Mars by Edgar Rice Burroughs. So
she said, "No worries, y'all."
Yeah, I see that. I got it.
Why am I worried suddenly?
It takes a village to be worried.
It takes a village to raise a child.
Yep, it takes a village.
Zillage is here. Hey, Zillage, how you doing, man?
Hi, Zillage. Yeah. So, no, Clue. The new term is not minor attracted persons. That's what the new term that they use. The term I use is subhuman child fucking degenerates.
I thought it was wood chipper testing.
Yeah,
that too.
I like that one.
Dog food.
Now,
I'm a firm believer that we
your dog, man. Dude, I thought you loved dogs.
I'm a firm believer that we can reclaim the desert Southwest by utilizing the proper wood chipper footage.
I mean, it would make good mulch. Actually, it would make very good mulch.
After a while.
Their teeth make good seeds. Their teeth make good seeds.
Yeah. If we keep going down this topic, we are going to say some stuff that will get us booted off of YouTube because YouTube protects pedophiles. So we're going.
So can we talk about the weather?
No, I got a great transition. Hold on. There was a pirate back in the 1700s who used people's teeth in his musket. That's what he shot people with when he was boarding ships. This way. It was like a mercury shot. No matter where he hit them or how small the graze was, it would become infected and it would kill them.
Beast as fucking hell. That is awesome.
Well, that's kind of like there were battles in the Middle Ages and earlier than that where combatants would smear human feces on their weapons so that you'd end up giving them sepsis even with the little cut.
Squash, is tooth-tipped ammunition, is that a Geneva Achievement List violation by chance?
I don't know.
Yes,
I
probably.
only ever heard of a
Hold on, I'm
single
Googling this.
pirate,
Hold on.
a single individual event, and I don't remember who it was exactly. I just remember that I read through it, and then like a couple of weeks later, I had a dream about this guy coming after me with a musket loaded with teeth, and it was nightmarish.
Yeah, that'd be pretty. It's funny. Back in Diablo 3, if you played as a necromancer, there's a ability that you get. It's called Bone Spear, and there's a sub ability you can attach to that called Teeth, and it's basically a conical shotgun blast of fucking teeth that rips through everything in front of you.
It's like, hey, so in other words, who needs hollow points when you have bicuspid bullets?
So I Googled it. There is no rule in the Geneva Achievement List about using bullets tipped with human teeth.
It's in between the lines. It's the biological warfare clause.
It doesn't specifically say it, Squatch.
It does not specifically say that.
It doesn't have to.
It doesn't have to.
Canadians haven't done it yet, Squatch. It's not in the book.
I know the Canadians only take it as a list of suggestions anyway.
I'm gonna say, dude,
it only ends
one
up
of these
in the book
days
when the Canadians do it.
One of these days, Shadow's going to end up in front of a fucking in front of a multinational war crimes tribunal, and he's going to use that as an excuse. You didn't specifically say I couldn't fucking shoot people with my teeth, right? And they're going to be like, we shouldn't have had to.
See, look,
that's how that's going to go.
If that's what I'm getting on the tribunal for, and not the fact that I exceeded both of Genghis Khan's body counts, I'm fine with this.
It's like, oh well,
I'm perfectly fine with that, Sam.
That's like going to a town and poisoning the well, and them saying like, why would you do that? That's hugely evil. And he was like, yeah, you didn't specifically say I couldn't poison the well, though.
No, you didn't tell me I couldn't dispose of my dead animals in the well. You didn't. You just said I couldn't poison people.
Yeah, not my
I feel like it's implied, man. I really do. That whole biological clause kind of covers the teeth, I think.
I swear to fucking God, Scully, if that is another generic-looking white guy, I'm gonna lose my fucking shit.
He's not only generic; he's French.
Oh.
Motherfucker, I don't look like this son of a... Hold on. Okay, now I'm curious. Sully. Hold the fuck on, Sully. What the fuck?
Yeah, wait a minute. Hold on. Let me look. Yeah, you do. Yes, you do.
I really don't. I really don't.
On the laughter a little there.
Jean-Claude Van Shadow.
Like that.
That's Jean-Claude Van
look
Shadow.
Like that. I don't.
Shadow Van Hawk.
You really fucking don't.
Well, I mean, you're not that old, obviously, but yeah, and that's actually a younger picture of him. He's got some new lines.
All of you.
Good. We're finally starting to teach you the correct way to live.
Yeah, what are you gonna do about it, Frenchie?
You're not gonna do that but complain on the internet.
I mean that is fair. I don't know anything about you or Sam's locations, and if I didn't, then to Larry it'd be a hate crime. So I'm kind of stuck in a box right now.
Yeah,
go closet if you want to make a joke about that.
Go French kiss and teddy
bear. I'm kind of with Clue on this one. Honestly, the fact that you didn't know who Jean-Claude Van Damme were bothers me.
Yeah, the muscle from Brussels. The muscle from Brussels.
The muscles from Brussels.
Well, that's what they used to call him. And then he got knocked out. Remember, he went to that club and he got knocked out by oh boy, there. What's the name of the actor? He's Mexican. He got long hair. You always see him and stuff. I can't remember who he is, but I remember he knocked him out at a club.
No idea.
You don't remind everyone I'm 21. Of course, there's going to be a lot of shit I don't know.
That's because you weren't raised properly. We're trying to help.
That might be. I do know what Birth of a Nation is. It's a very well made movie.
Bro, I would like to sit him down with my daughter and get them to talk about movies because she would probably blow his mind.
It's a very well made movie. You say, Shadow.
That is exactly the reaction I was looking for, Larry.
I'm laughing.
Is the subject matter within it a little bit, morally questionable? Yes. Is it shot well? Very much so, yes, objectively. It's got very good costuming.
I don't see how the blackface wasn't done very well.
We don't
have big hook noses.
I'm more talking about the uniforms and things like that. I'm not talking about the blackface. That'd be more of a makeup department thing.
What are you saying? That they watched they went in the future, watched Silence of the Lambs, and stole some ideas from Buffalo Bill and skinned some of my my forefathers to put the suits on?
That is not at all what I was implying, because masks made of human skin would fall under costuming, and I explicitly stated.
Guys, you just reminded me of something I read a while back. So you guys know who now I can't remember his name. Guy played Geordie LaForge on The Next Generation. He was on
LeVar Burton.
LeVar Burton. All right, so he got into writing science fiction, right? I read his first novel because I was like, hey, I'm a fan of this guy. I watched Reading Rainbow. I watched Star Trek. I'm gonna see what his book's like. And it was the most racist fucking drivel I have ever seen in my life. It was about a cabal of white people who were harvesting patches of black skin off of black runaways and grafting it onto their own skin to prevent skin cancer in white people. It was super fucked up.
Isn't that what? Wait a minute. Isn't that what that other movie? What was the name of where white people were taking over? They were transporting their brains into black people. It came out a couple of years ago.
It wasn't us.
American Society of Magical Negroes.
No.
It's called Nope or Get Out or something like that.
Get Out. Yeah,
that's it. Which was a great movie given the context and the subject matter and the method that they applied to it. They made wokery being the villain. Right. The whole concept of the reason behind these people were doing the things they were doing was to fit in to do the new woke society.
And the scary thing is it's kind of conceivable, because what do you do if the world is turning against you and you just want to blend in?
Well, you go and find you a great deity of the great beyond, an ancient one from the original birth, and you subject yourself to the unending tortures of the void, and then you become one of his many minions of the state.
See, what I would rather do is pull a Taliban and run away to Pakistan.
I don't know why. Pakistan's no better than here. It might be a little better than that parts of Afghanistan, but I tell a lie. It's not. It's mostly a dust bowl.
But you
I don't want to pull a Simone Bolivar and run away to Haiti.
Hey, why not? I have a theory.
You're getting 8.
No.
You're getting barbecued.
Hear me out, sir. I disagree. Right now, if you, and everybody on panel were to load up a boat full of all the guns we own with all the ammo we can buy and go to Haiti, we should be able to take that place over in about 14 hours.
I agree, Squatch. That's not what I meant. We would be okay. Shadow would get 8.
Shadow will get.
Let me show you the.
You would get slow roasted because you're so light. They'd have to cook. They'd have to pre-cook you and then bake you, and then barbecue you.
Squatch, slight problem with your plan. This is the closest thing to a firearm that I own.
Well, we're gonna have to fix that. Aren't you going to be a Marine?
Yes, and if I do, if I do properly commission, I am getting a Kimber 1911 from my grandfather, so that'd be nice.
Good luck. Are you going to get out next?
Is that a movie reference, or
when you get out, are you going to still look the same, or are you going to be in Clue's body talking about, "Hey, what's up, guys? I'm Shadow."
Seeing as I'm not part of the CIA, I would imagine that I'm going to retain my general appearance.
Okay. Are you sure you wasn't assembled from discarded parts out of OS?
If Clue goes, if Clue goes missing,
I'm out.
Yeah, if Clue goes missing and then comes back with a Marines tattoo, we're gonna know it's you.
Okay, got it. So instead of turning Clue into a skin suit, turn Gal into a skin suit. Understood.
That's not. You're still gonna get slow roasted.
Wait a second.
I don't see how you're gonna get enough skin off of her. She's tiny.
Yeah.
I'm gonna stay out of this conversation.
Dermy's got plenty of skin on him.
Wear Gal.
That's too much, man.
No.
Yeah,
If I
dermy's
no, but
pup
here's the
tent,
thing: if
not
I
a suit.
shave off enough of Dermy, I can pretend to be Dermy, but then Dermy would still be around. So then
You
there'd be
better
two
get a
Dermys.
tailor. You better get a damn good tailor.
There would be
As
two
big as-
Dermys.
As big as he is, you better get a tailor.
I'll tell you
Don't
what
try
we'll
to
do.
that
We'll go
yourself.
get Wild Bill and get him to starve Dermy for a couple of years and get, some of the extra skin off of his back, right? Some of them little diamond pieces so he can put together a nice woman suit for the kid.
Or a pup tent at the very least. Dermy's pretty big.
We go with like one of the hoop skirts.
Yeah, Dermy's not going to fit in a pup tent. I've been inside a pup.
No. Dermy will make a pup tent. Like there's enough skin on him to make one.
Oh, yeah, there is. Actually, there is enough. There is enough.
Yeah.
He can fit like 5 gals.
Maybe back.
All right, we should probably close it out because otherwise we're getting to a point now where we're talking about making tents out of our friends, and yeah, I might be taking it a little far.
Just a little tent, just a little one.
And we're speaking of hypotheticals. We're not in North Korea.
Oh no, we're not. We're not in North Korea. There we go. There's no need to make tents out of our friends.
See, we just talked about this a week or two ago.
Yeah. So I was just reminded that it's Saturday. I have D&D on Saturday at 7:30. It's currently
You don't
8,
say.
so
That explains why you're a virgin.
Yeah, we're gonna close out, kid. So why don't you go ahead and say?
I do need to go. I'm sorry.
No
worries,
man. Plug
Get
your
on
shit
with
and
the
then,
get on.
yeah.
Hey, and hide the salt and pepper and the barbecue briquettes.
Hi everyone, I'm the Shadow of the Hawk, and you can check me out on my channel. I've got something cooking. Just need to get a few more clips slapped into my video editor coming out in the next couple of days. On my Twitter, I've recently rebranded my Twitter. I've evolved. I'm no longer Umbral Pidgey. I'm Umbral Pidgeotto. And then on my coffee page, you can check me out there. The next installment of A Wandering is taking longer to cook than I originally thought. It has gone from a 5-chapter thing to a mini novella. So this
You'll
is
be cooking once barbecue gets his hands on you.
Let him finish.
I did. I'm just giving him a warning.
If I had a nickel for the number of times this man has threatened to turn me into
He'd have about 75.
a nice charred delight, I'd have 2 nickels. That's not a lot, but it's weird that it's happened twice.
Humans taste like chicken.
It is kind of weird that it's happened twice.
It tastes like delicious long pork.
Anyway,
Fried Shadow with Kool-Aid. That works.
Fried Shadow with that. I'm just gonna go before I get attached to more racism.
Oh, thanks for coming, kid. Appreciate having you.
Get
Thanks
out.
for having me on.
Yeah, brother. Be
Get
gone.
out, kid.
Yep, his description or his link is in the description below on both YouTube and Rumble, as well as both of the gentlemen who are on panel with me. Caucasian Sasquatch, where can people find you?
Absolutely. I do shows for other channels, kind of like the 2 gentlemen above me here, except I also do shows for myself because I can't release Control. So I don't know, just tune in around 8 p.m. on most nights. Every other night or so, I'm doing something. There's something going on. Have fun. Feel free. We talk about all sorts of stuff, like everything from current events to transhumanism and what other weirdness. Movies, lots and lots of movies. I can't seem to stop. But I'm going to dip out of here, Lawrence. Good to see you. Sam, appreciate you having me. Stop touching me in my no square.
No. Larry, what do you got coming up?
Not a dang thing. What we do have coming up tonight, if she goes on, you could catch me in the chat as a moderator on the
Are you cut out? I'm assuming you guys can. Okay. Yeah, you cut out, like you got to the middle of the word moderator, and then you said that's it.
Oh no, I said you can catch me in the chat as a moderator for the world famous Exiled Lioness 2 channel tonight. That's it.
Yeah. Yep, she'll be going live at 9:20 p.m. Mountain Time. It's 8:20 p.m. Pacific. You can catch both of us over there then. For my part, I am Sammy Lee Infamous. This is my channel that we're streaming from. I realize I think we're still live on Squatches. You know where to find me on the channel, Sammy Lee Infamous. You know, we do this show every Saturday. Larry and I do a show on every Friday night called Abyssal Musings. You can find me over on the Renaissance Nerds channel on Mondays for Mellow Mondays. And you can also find me, as Larry stated, over on Exiled Lioness 2 tonight and whenever else she goes live. So thank you all for coming. Appreciate you. It's been a fun show. I've enjoyed this. Oh, and don't forget to come back here this time next week for the 100th episode of Screaming Into the Void. That's right. We're good enough for syndication on basic fucking cable, man.
That's right.
So, but yeah, we're doing the 100th episode next week. Should be fun. I'm not planning any major topics or anything like that. It's mostly just going to be a good time. We're going to hang out. We're going to talk about whatever comes up, kind of thing, and just sort of celebrate the fact that we reached 100 episodes on that. It's I'm pretty pleased with that. So come back for that, and yeah, we'll see you then. Otherwise, have a great night, everybody. Thanks for coming. Thanks for watching, hanging out. Could be worse, you know. We could all be Shadoo. Have a great night. Bye.